So it looks like Elmo and friends will skip the unemployment line because Netflix will be the new home for Sesame Street's 56th season. But before we get into that, remember to hit the subscribe or follow button. I like to do videos on this and I like to keep y'all up to date about the movie and television business. So a quick refresher, HBO Max earlier this year decided to cancel their streaming rights with Sesame Street. And with the current political climate that I really don't want to get into, both NPR and PBS fundings were cut, which will see cuts for certain shows like Sesame Street. Enter Netflix, coming in and saving Sesame Street so they can premiere their 56th season. Now look, being a father and also growing up with these characters, I am ecstatic that they were able to find a new home for the show. But I'm actually interested to see how this works out. You see, it isn't just Netflix showing the next season. There are other things involved in this collaboration. So there's an article from the Sesame Street website, and it kind of showcases what's going on with this change. This article shows that there's going to be 90 hours available from previous episodes, but also some restructuring for the new season. Introducing new segments with beloved characters like Cookie Monster and Abby Cadabby, but then they're also going to look into doing different story arcs with these characters in a longer form, or at least longer than what Sesame Street is used to. Another interesting thing is that not only will it be shown on Netflix, but it will still be premiering on PBS, allowing people that don't have Netflix to still enjoy Sesame Street. But one interesting thing about this article that really comes out is over here. It says Netflix will also be able to develop video games for both Sesame Street and Sesame Street Mecha Builders. Mecha Builders is their spin-off show, which is interesting because now Netflix has the right to create Sesame Street video games. Now, Sesame Street video games aren't a new thing, but this merger seems to be more than just displaying the show on their platform. Now, what I mentioned before was that Netflix and PBS will be showing Sesame Street, which is great. But there's one other thing that's interesting in this article, and it says Netflix has exclusive worldwide premiere rights. Now, what's interesting about that is Sesame Street isn't actually global. What I mean is, if you look up here, all these Muppets are actually from Sesame Streets all over the world. Now you see Grover, Big Bird, and Elmo. Those are the ones that we are familiar with. But they're actually different Sesame Streets all across the globe. So I'm very interested to see what this worldwide premiere means. Hopefully that means that we get to be introduced to other Muppets across the world, which would be pretty cool. But it's only been day one since the news broke out, so we'll see what happens. But this is great news.